you wanted the best, you've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hello, Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com. And ladies and gentlemen, when the Iron Lady sings it, that makes it official. Welcome to the Chris Voss Show. I mean, gosh darn it. What else are we going to do with our spare time and all those wonderful things out there in the universe?
The Chris Voss Show Podcast. The owner's manual to life.
So, folks, refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTok, and all those crazy places on the internet.
Opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind.
Today's featured author comes to us from bookstolifemarketing.co.uk. With expert publishing to strategic marketing, they help authors reach their audience and maximize their book success. Today, we have an amazing lady on the show. We're going to be talking to her about her books. Her one that we'll be leading off with today is called It's Crystal Clear and All About the Dad by Diane Brooks. We're going to be having her on the show. We're going to talk to her about her insights, her experiences, some of the things that she writes in her cool books that you're going to find out more about. She's a retired accountant with many interests. Her favorite time of day is still the morning coffee hour with her husband of almost 54 years. Yeah, she read a book on how you made that work. 54 years. Congratulations. And you still enjoy having coffee with him.
Oh, yes, every morning. That's it. My favorite hour of the day. The fastest hour of the day.
I tried that in a relationship of trying to like someone at the morning coffee hour, but by the end of the day, I hated them profusely. And they hated me too as well. So it was mutual.
Not fair.
They discuss their daily activities as well as their favorite memories of yesteryear. This is the beauty of being in a relationship for that long. She thinks it's the fast-moving hour of the day. Well, that's because you're drinking the coffee, and that tends to make things move faster from what I hear. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. When you get old, that's really important, that morning coffee and what follows. The rest of her days are filled with spending time with her two grandsons, visiting casinos, and having her 98-year-old dad visit on Monday mornings, and he's her greatest critic. Life is grand for Diane, the oldest of 7 children, including sharing holidays, birthdays, and all of life's monumental moments with her families. Life is good. Welcome to the show, Diane. I love your attitude. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thanks for asking.
Hey, I mean, your bio is just a wonderful display of positivity, hope, and just a good mindset. I should take that on.
I had to make it all fit on one page. I mean, you can't turn the page of about the author, so I made it fit on one page.
So give us a 30,000 overview. I'm sorry. Actually, let's get your .coms. Any websites, social media, anything you want people to search you out and find you for. You know how they are.
No, my website is currently being built, but okay. I didn't realize I needed one. My books are for sale on Amazon and Ingram, Sparks, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's not enough. So that's why I'm talking to you.
Yes.
Help me sell some of my books, please.
You got to move some books here, girl. No, it's really important nowadays because a lot of people want to stay in touch with authors, especially if they're fans. And so you want like a newsletter and a website so people can follow you and hear when the new book's coming out or what you're working on. There's authors. I mean, this is the whole gig. They're just in constant chatter with their fans, and they give them a place to hold community. Some people have Facebook groups and stuff. So yeah, very good ideas on selling books.
Thank you.
People want more than just the book. They're consumed. If they love an author, they'll follow them and they want to know what they're doing. And, it's kind of funny, some of the stories I hear about from authors like yourself on the show. Let's get into this book. It's called It's Crystal Clear and All About the Dad. Give us a 30,000 overview. What's inside?
Okay. I started the book. It took years. It actually took years. I think I started it in 1997 because I had my 17-year-old son home in bed after a horrible accident.
Oh.
And I had nurses and health aides for him in and out of the house, and I needed something to do. But then they were gone, and he needed my help, so I put the book away. A couple months later, I had my husband home upstairs, broken left side, right side. He was downed by a tree at work.
Oh, no.
So I went in the next room and I picked up the book again. And he got better, and, life was grand again, and the book went away. And then 20 years later, what happened but COVID? So now I'm sitting down and I'm going to finish this darn book. It's been sitting there long enough.
So what's inside? What's the story about inside this book?
The story is about a family of 6 living in Grafton, Massachusetts, being burned out of their home.
Whoa. Wow.
Now, everybody that knew I was writing this book knew I was writing about children. So when they read the first paragraph, they were appalled that I killed everybody in this fire. And so we have everybody in the house perishing from this horrible fire, but the 18-year-old daughter was kidnapped out of her bed and brought into the orchard. That's where they lived, at the top of the hill, this beautiful orchard. And she was raped.
Oh, no.
So we have horrible, horrible things happening in the very first paragraph of this book.
Wow.
So from there, what happens is we fast forward a little bit to the young men that were raising havoc with this family in Grafton. And these 2 boys traveled from, let's see where they're from Maryland. And they drove up. They're taking revenge off of Rockwell's dad. Rockwell, smart, handsome young man, but boy, he found out some secrets about his dad. And he's trying to avenge some of the happenings from his dad. And he did. He killed everybody but this one lovely girl in this house. Now, the rest of the book goes on about the 6 kids that live in Maryland. So you see, we have dad fathering 6 children in Maryland, and we have dad fathering 6 children in Massachusetts.
You're setting up franchises, we like to call it, from Fight Club.
It's all about the dad. We have one surviving beautiful young woman in Grafton, and we have the other family in Maryland living happily. These 2 families didn't know anything about one another until 9 months later, the young woman, now she's a young woman, raped in the orchard. It did turn into a pregnancy. And she has a beautiful baby girl. And they educate one another. They live with one another. And years later, this youngster, this little girl, comes down with cancer. And they need a blood donor. They need somebody that can help this youngster. And it all comes down to the blood. Now, like I said, these 2 families, Maryland and Massachusetts, they don't know anything about one another, but a blood drive, just a general blood drive, turns up a mysterious blood that is the same as this little girl. And okay, so now we have the surviving girl from Grafton who has grown up and is now a doctor of criminology, traveling, just looking for the person that owns this blood type that is the same as her daughter's. And this is where she's finding out about the other family and that she is not alone. That dad, who was in the Navy, he was this very, 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 let's call him romantic man who fathered all of these children. And
you better have some romance with that kind of action.
Absolutely. So the book it's only 200 pages. So I cover all of this territory in 200 pages about all of these different families and this horrible cancer and this younger girl. And sure, a lot of driving in this. I think there's a lot of driving in this between Massachusetts and Maryland, and the search. Her name is Andrea. Andy is the mom of this little girl who needs this blood donor. And because she does have credentials in the hospital, she is a doctor herself, she can get into the blood banks down in Maryland. And she does eventually. And do I give away the ending of the book? I don't want to do that. No, you don't want to.
You know, not on the show. No. You want people to buy the book. So
that's right. So I want to get them interested. I want them to get involved with Andy, searching and searching for this donor that is going to save her daughter's life. But in the meantime, she's finding out a little bit more about her life. And it's tragic almost, because she lost her whole family in Massachusetts just to find out that Dad built another one. At the same time, she's finding out she has a half-sister. And they're almost mirror images of one another. They're both beautiful young women. And then when she meets these people in Maryland and she starts looking through family photo albums, the men in this Maryland family look just like the brothers that she lost in Massachusetts. And then the wife down there in Maryland, she uncovers the only picture she has of her husband, and Andy takes one look at that and says, "That's my dad."
Oh.
And
wow.
Everything just starts snowballing in her head and in her heart. And there it is. There's the dad. And then there's Andrea kind of just walking through her life and finding out that it's not the life that she thought she had growing up. And a lot of learning experiences for her.
Oh, wow. So let's see. Let's move to the second book. Now, this book came after the prior one we've been discussing, Crystal's Story.
See, the first book we were just discussing, it's Crystal Clear and all about the dad. And Andrea's travels, like I say, she meets Rockwell. This is the man who set the fire at her home, but she doesn't know this yet. And we meet Rockwell and that family, and he is entertained for a whole week by his dad, and they travel through New England up to Old Orchard Beach, down to a hot dog stand in Massachusetts, and in doing so, he is keeping company at night with a woman. He's putting notes on the TV in the motel rooms. He is on vacation with two of his boys, but yet he's putting notes on the TV screens saying, "Gone out for a drink." But what he's doing is going one door down and meeting Crystal. So he has his romance going on with Crystal while he is vacationing with his boys. So that is the little twist in the first book. It's Crystal Clear and all about the dad. So the second book, I pick it up with Crystal's story. And yes, the books are related. And the first page of the book of Crystal's story is, it had to be written because it was driving me nuts. All the people, I created neighborhoods, and they were driving me crazy. So I wrote the second book, Crystal's Story, just to be able to get to the end and say, it's done. But okay, Crystal Clear and all about the dad, a mere 200 pages. It's a quick one, but boy, it's interesting.
Yeah.
The second book, more like 550 pages. And I just took Crystal from a teenager to a married man to her piano career. And her husband was the dad. It's the same dad from the first book. So what? She knows all about the families. She knows all about the Massachusetts. She knows all about the Maryland. And she had a hand in helping him create those lives.
Oh.
So, I've never read any books with bigamy in it. So that was the big subject in my books. He's a bigamist in the first book, and I continue that in the second book.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty wild there.
It is wild.
So is there any third book coming? Is there going to be a continuation this series?
No. I ended the Crystal's story in the second book, and I love my ending, and please do not turn to the last page. I beg you. In the first book, do not go to the first page, and then in the second book, do not go to the last page, because they're sweet endings. As much as I've killed off a lot of people, and there's a lot of tragedy and a lot of tears, the endings are sweet. I'll say that much about my books.
These seem pretty interesting. What do you find? What do you think readers find most enduring or entertaining about your books?
The fact that I think I make them very, very real. And it's all about the dad. Dad does not have a name because in Massachusetts, all the kids' names begin with the same letter. Mom was Amy, and they had Andrea, and there was Aaron, and 6 kids, all beginning with the same alphabet letter. And then we get down to Maryland, and once again, we have Rockwell, and we have Russell, and we have Riley, and once again, Dad just has a way of getting what he wants from the women in his life and naming his children. So I think a reader is going to say, that's clever. That is at least clever. And he's a bigamist. He is just this likable guy, which he really is. He's a good dad. And I think I get that across on the pages of my books in the 2 different states. And he's just a good guy. So down in Maryland, he's Reginald. Up in Massachusetts, he's Aspen.
Oh, wow.
And he's just dad. He's always just dad.
He's always just dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's got multiple teams he's building of basketball.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So where do your ideas come from? Where do you get some of these? Who hurt you, basically?
Oh, no, nobody hurt me. Nobody. I am the oldest of 6 kids, and I have a great relationship with my brothers and sisters. And my dad, he's my best friend. Still to this day, he's my best friend. He comes every Monday morning, and he will not drink my coffee. I don't know what it is about my coffee, but he won't drink it. But no, he's my best friend, and absolutely no reflection on my dad or the way I grew up. Not at all.
Where do you get your ideas then?
I don't know. I don't know where this one came from. It was in the first book, just my fingers were flying across the keyboard, and all of a sudden, Dad said, "Oh, Crystal, I did it again." And she said, "What do you mean you did it again?" And he said, I met a young woman, and I fell in love, and I married her." And she said, "You can't do that. You're married to me." And he said, "Yeah, but I did marry her." So she said, "You're a bigamist. That's against the law. We've got to make this right somehow." So Crystal, having the means to get into the back room of the naval station, because that's where her dad is, and she was always hanging around with her dad. She created the name of Aspen in Massachusetts to keep him covered, to keep him legal. And then a year later, because that worked, he came home or wrote home, and he said, "Crystal," she said, "I don't like that tone of voice at all. What'd you do?" He said, I met another woman, and I married her." "You fool, you cannot do things like this." So once again, she went in the back room of the naval station, and she created Reginald. We're talking Social Security numbers. We're talking ranks in the Army, ranks in the Navy.
Wow.
We're talking duty stations and income. Somehow she managed to get into I don't know how. I only wrote the book, so I don't know how. But she has these two guys drawing money one out of the Navy and one out of the Army, and supporting these two families with 6 kids.
Wow.
So I don't know where I got my idea. Like I said, I just created one, and I said, what the heck? He's a bigamist already. I'll just create another. And okay, so then when... here we are years later, and we have a fire in Grafton, and everybody's dead. I killed him too.
Oh.
And it was like, oh, wow. That dad is dead. Now she's thinking, I can have this guy all to myself. How do I kill off the other one? And so I don't want to get into the specifics.
Yeah, you want to save it.
Yeah, let's save some of it for the book.
You definitely want to do that. But has any of your family read the book?
I have a couple of sisters that have read the book, and my friends have read the book. My dad has read my 3 books. I do have 3 books.
Oh, you do have 3.
Third one not related to these 2 at all. And my books are very sexy. So when I found out that, my dad wanted to read these books, and I went, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah, they're very sexy. I mean, after all, this man, he has 12 children. So yes, he spends a lot of time in the bedroom, and I was quite explicit in the bedroom and at the train station and in different places. So
train station.
In the motels, with the boys, one door down. But so my dad, like I said, he has read both books. and truth, he told me when he read my 3rd book, he said, Dee, it's not as good as the first 2.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I don't know. What are you going to do?
I don't. That's funny that he reads the book. So, yeah, you're just
certainly.
like, if you really want to find out, but you might regret what you're getting into.
I don't know. He still comes for call. He still comes every Monday. He does.
So what does the future hold for you? What any books maybe coming out in the near future?
Okay, my 3rd book was The Edge of the Fire, and it is written more like a cult, and how to get out of the cult, how to be strong with the other members that are caught in the same situation, and build something stronger than the cult. And I thought it was a really good book. My dad did not enjoy it. My girlfriend who read the book said, Dee, your writing's getting better. Now, whether she enjoyed the book or not, I don't know, but she said, your writing's getting better. So I thank her very much for that. I don't even know if there's a kiss in that book. I don't even know. There's a relationship that is budding, but no sex.
No sex.
No sex. So I guess that one won't sell at all.
I don't know.
I am working on a 4th. And my 4th book, I'm probably 100 pages in with 3 really, really good storylines that somehow I need to tie together and bring this book to an ending. It's, I like I say, 100 pages and building.
Wow. 100 pages and building.
Right.
So anything more we want to promote on the show? We have you here. Anything we need to plug, et cetera, et cetera?
Not really, just my books. If you could show pictures of my books and plug my books and talk about where they're available, which is always Amazon and Ingram's Box. Definitely. Beyond that.
You ever write yourself into a corner and have hours or days or even weeks trying to figure out how to fix it or change the thought process?
Oh, definitely. Like I say, that first book went into the computer and I'd walk away, and it was years later when I finally finished it. It was COVID that made me finish that. It was just an interest and the people in the first book driving me nuts that made me write the second one. And those people are now living their lives happily, and I don't need to go back to them anymore. And then the 3rd book was a standalone, and my 4th book is just driving me nuts again. I need to sit down and draw all of the lines that I've started and put them together and make an ending to this book. Now, whether there'll be a fifth or not, I don't know. Because I've got my grandchildren that the love of my lives. They come, they play with my dog, they make a mess out of my house, they leave the refrigerator door open, they leave the toilet seat up because they're boys. Yeah, I'm overrun by the boys in my family, which is, it's wonderful because I love them dearly.
Yeah, that's what boys do.
Yes, yes.
Where we enjoy life. So yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, and people will be excited to read your books. And I think you've got maybe a burgeoning thing. It's interesting. People fall in love with these characters in books, and they love series because they can binge them, and the series and everything going on. So it's pretty wild. Some of the stuff that is out there. So
I'm working on and talking about an audiobook. It's crystal clear and all about the dad. If I could get that one going, and if that one showed interest, then maybe I would do the audiobook on the second book, Crystal Story. Beyond that, I am talking with a studio about doing a miniseries or something, a TV show, and I would like to incorporate both the stories in that situation. But it's expensive. I need to sell these books in order to get involved in a miniseries. That's my aim with talking with you. Help me sell books, please. They're interesting. They're fun.
They're good for you and all that stuff. So
That's right.
Thank you very much for coming to the show. We really appreciate it. And thanks for sharing all the wonderful ideas and concepts that you used to write it out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Thanks so much for tuning up. Order her books wherever fine books are sold. Her book is called It's Crystal Clear and all about the dad, and sounds like it captures you right there in the first paragraph and keeps you reading to find out what happened. The book is out June 26, 2025. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, linkedin.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTok, and youtube.com/Chris Voss. Be sure to be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.
All right.